This game was played by a 13-year-old boy against an established master, and what he did in the middle of this game didn't look human. Not because it was flashy, not because it was random, but because it was cold, precise, and completely inevitable. A knight sacrifice, then another, then a queen sacrifice, and from that moment on, the board seemed to obey only one player. This was the game that made the chess world stop and look at the Bobby Fischer differently. This was the game that became known as the game of the century. New York, 1956. The setting is the Rosenwald Memorial Tournament at the Marshall's Chess Club. White is Donald Byrne, one of the leading American masters of the time. A serious player, experienced, respected. Black is Bobby Fischer, just 13 years old, not yet world champion, not yet world famous. Still a prodigy, still dangerous, but not yet a myth. That would change after this game. White begins with knight to f3. Black replies knight to f6. White plays pawn to c4. Black fianchettos with pawn to g6. White continues knight to c3. Black develops bishop to g7. White plays pawn to d4. Black castles. White develops the bishop to f4. And now black strikes in the center with pawn to d5. We have reached a Grunfeld structure. And that matters, because in the Grunfeld, black often allows white to build a big center, only to attack it later. White now plays queen to b3, a principled move, pressure on the pawn, pressure on the center. Black responds, pawn takes c4. Fischer gives up the center for a moment, but drags the white queen to a vulnerable square. White recaptures, queen takes c4. Black plays pawn to c6. White builds the center further with pawn to e4, and black develops knight to d7. White places the rook on the open file with rook to d1. Black reroutes the knight to b6, and white's queen steps to queen to c5. This move looks active, but it is awkward, and it leaves the queen standing on a square where tactics can hit it. Now Fischer develops bishop to g4, a natural move, a strong move. It increases pressure and keeps white's king in the center, and here Byrne makes the move that has been criticized ever since. White plays bishop to g5. It looks normal, maybe even useful. But white is behind in king's safety. White is behind in development, and instead of finishing development and castling, Byrne spends another tempo on a bishop's move. Fischer sees it instantly, and now comes the first shock. Black plays knight to a4, one of the most famous knight moves in chess history. The knight leaps to the rim and suddenly attacks everything that matters. It hints the queen, it opens tactical ideas against the center, and it introduces complications that white is not ready for. People reportedly began walking over to watch the board because they sensed that something unusual is happening. White retreats the queen to a3, and now Fischer doesn't hesitate. He plays knight takes c3. White recaptures, pawn takes c3, and now another precise blow. Knight takes e4. This is not random grid, this is central destruction. The knight enters e4, the bishop on g7 is alive. The rook on d1 is under pressure. The white king is still uncastled, and Fischer has the initiative. White tries to hit black. Bishop takes e7, and Fischer responds queen to b6. Now the attack shifts. The queen enters with tempo, checks appear, threats multiply. White develops bishop to c4. And now Fischer continues with absolute precision. Knight to c3. The knight jumps forward with tempo. White has no time to ignore this threat. Bishop to c5. No check, no capture, but the position changes completely. Now look at the board. Both bishops are active. The knight is deep in the position. The rook is ready to join the attack, and White's king is still exposed. And black continues, rook to e8. Every move is active. Every move improves a piece. Every move comes with a threat. White tries king to f1. And now we arrive at the move that made the game immortal. Black plays bishop to e6, a queen sacrifice. Not a cheap trick. Not a desperate gamble. A queen sacrifice because the black pieces are worth more than the queen, if the white's king can never escape. This is the moment everyone remembers. The move that made commentators say, yeah, this is something special. White can take the queen, and Byrne does. Bishop takes b6. But that is exactly what Fischer expected. Black replies, bishop takes c4, check. The attack continues without interruption. White king to g1. Knight to e2, check. King to f1. Knight takes d4, check. King to g1. Knight to e2, check. King to f1. Knight takes to c3, check. King to g1. And now black calmly takes material with pawn takes b6. This is a brutal point of the combination. Fischer has given up the queen, but in return he gets a rook, two bishops and a pawn. While White's queen sits far away and does almost nothing, the black pieces are coordinated. The white king is still exposed, and now the rest is technique. White tries queen to b4. Fischer improves with rook to a4. A beautiful move. The pieces cover each other perfectly. The bishop protects the knight. The knight protects the rook. The rook attacks the queen. Everything works together. White grabs another pawn with queen takes b6. Fischer answers knight takes d1. And now the material truth becomes visible. Black's pieces dominate the board. White's queen is too far away. The rook on h1 is trapped, and the king is still in danger. And now the real finish begins. Fischer has sacrificed the queen, but his pieces are perfectly coordinated. White tries to escape, pawn to h3. Black continues, rook takes a2. Another capture, another threat. White plays king to h2. Black responds instantly, knight takes f2. Attacks white rook. White plays rook to e1, trying to stabilize, but Fischer doesn't slow down. Rook takes e1, every move with tempo. White plays queen to d8 check. Black calmly replies bishop to f8. Everything is defended. Everything is coordinated. White captures, knight takes e1. And now comes another precise move. Bishop to d5. Centralizing, attacking. controlling everything. White plays knight to f3. Black continues, knight to e4. The net tightens. White plays queen to b8. Black plays pawn to b5, creating space, cutting off squares. White tries pawn to h4. Black responds pawn to h5. No escape. White plays knight to e5. Black calmly improves, king to g7. Now everything is ready. White plays king to g1, and Fischer continues. Bishop to c5 check. The king is pushed again. King to f1. Knight to g3 check. Relentless. King to e1. Bishop to b4 check. King to d1. Bishop to b3 check. King to c1. Knight to e2 check. King to b1. Knight to c3 check. King to c1. And finally, rook to c2. Checkmate. Fischer converts the advantage, forces the pieces backward, and eventually drives white into a mating net. The 13-year-old prodigy has not just won, he has taken over the board. This game matters because it is more than a puzzle. It's not just look at the queen sacrifice. The real lesson is deeper. Fischer understood that activity beats material, that development beats hesitation, that a king in the center can turn a normal position into a tactical disaster. And at 13 years old, he already saw these ideas faster and deeper than an established master. That is why this game became famous. Not because one move was pretty, but because the whole attack was logical, coordinated, relentless, inventable. This wasn't just a brilliant win, it was an announcement. The world did not fully know it yet, but a future world champion had arrived. If you enjoy games like this, games where a single idea changed chess history, subscribe. Because the greatest games ever played are not just old stories, they are still alive every time we replay them.